My never I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there. I see them yopo.
Former MP picked up by EOCO. Hey, the Economic and Organized Crime Office, EOCO, is not joking. Today, when Ghanaians hear the name EOCO, they fly into oblivion, especially criminals and people who have shady backgrounds. Since Capo di Tutti Capi, one Caporet, aka Raymond Archer, came into that office, so many unprecedented things have happened. This guy has been able to bring back so much money, claw back a lot from the hands of criminals and thieves, right back into the economy, to the point that the president of the republic, John Dramani Mahama, himself had to come out and say, you know what? This is unprecedented. So much money. Since this office was even SFO, Serious Fraud Office, up till this time, this is the first time Ghana is recouping so much money from criminals into the state. And the president applauded him. This is Raymond Archer, a journalist who has become a security capo, my brother, my sister. And he is a guy who has few friends. He is a guy whose horizon in terms of friends is so shallow. For that matter, it is not easy to get to him and start to beg the Ghanaian way, because in Ghana, we beg for criminals, we beg for thieves. We call the police to allow people who have broken traffic rules to go free. It looks like that is what shows how powerful we are, forgetting that the nation is gradually bleeding when we allow thieves and breakers of the law to go free. With this guy here, I can tell you, my brother, my sister, oh my God, his space is so private and limited. It is difficult to reach to him with such requests. This is Caporet, aka Raymond Archer. In fact, he was actually voted the best journalist in the South region, the youngest ever in his capacity and capability in his days as a regular journalist. He is also, my brother, my sister, a guy who does a lot of consultation for different countries of the world. They respect him and love the intelligence that is able to build around whatever request they bring to him. This is Caporet, aka Raymond Archer. He has brought the fear of God into Ghanaian criminals, into people who hitherto took our country for a ride. Today, when we hear EOCO has invited someone, they start to fret. It is all because of the honesty and the diligence that the office exudes now. And I am happy. My brother, my sister, on Monday, something interesting happened. Oh yes, exactly a week. Our lenses went all over to Tamale, and we realized that EOCO was around. What was EOCO doing in Tamale? We followed up and realized that EOCO had picked up a certain former NP. And we sneaked around, nosed around, sniffed around to find out exactly what was the problem. Who was this former MP picked up, and for what reason? This is the MP. Former MP for Lambousier. His name is Bright Bache Baligi. This is the man we are talking about. My brother, my sister, he's an NPP MP. For some time now, he's been engrossed and embroiled in some kind of controversy. People say he is in the camp of Alan Chimantin. And therefore, once Alan Chimantin has been expelled from the party, or he has expelled himself from the party, they were finding a way to expel this guy too. What skirt and blouse voting brought this guy into power. And when he won, This was what he put out. Thank you, Lambusier, for the opportunity given me to serve you as your MP from 2021 to 2025. Honorable Dr. Bright Bachi Yelviel Baligi. This is the guy. Not many people have heard him in Parliament. He's one of the ghosts in Parliament. Or he was one of the ghosts whilst he was in Parliament. He hardly spoke. But this is the guy. The people were disappointed in him after giving him the opportunity. So they kicked him out, chopped him off like a bad habit. This is the guy we're talking about. Not many have heard about him. But we will let you know exactly who this guy is. Come here. Around the dossier. Watch this. This is the man. Dr. Bright Bachi Yelviel Baligi is a prominent Ghanaian politician, academic, and member of the New Patriotic Party. He serves as the member. In fact, he served as the member of parliament representing the Lambuse constituency in the Upper West region of Ghana. He was born on the 3rd of May, 1977. In fact, he celebrated his birthday only about a month ago. He comes from Pari in the Upper West region of Ghana. And he holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Agricultural Technology, that's Natural Resources Management, from the University for Development Studies from 2005. He grabbed that certificate. And then he also holds a Master of Arts degree in Economic Policy Management, Rural Economic Development from 2011, and a Master of Science degree in Development Management, that's Environmental Economics from 2010. My brother, my sister, he hasn't ended. He has a PhD in project management obtained in 2019, about 7 years ago. This is the guy we're talking about. He's quite learned. He's been to school. He has a number of certificates. He has a pedigree academically. Now, before entering full-time politics, he worked as an educationist and university lecturer at the University for Development Studies, UDS. He won the Lambusier seat for the NPP during the December 2020 elections with 9,189 votes, representing 45.45%, marking the first time the NPP captured the seat. As we told you, skirt and blouse. He assumed office on January 7, 2021. Oh yes, he served on the House Committee and the Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee. This is the man we're talking about. He was unanimously endorsed and acclaimed unopposed as the NPP's candidate for the Lambusier constituency, but he was kicked out. They were tired of him and kicked him out. Dr. Baligi is a practicing Christian. Dash it away. This is the gentleman we're talking about. From Pari, in the Upper West region of Ghana. He's a Dagati man. My brother, my sister. Now, he was arrested on Monday and shipped all the way from Tamale to the offices of EOCO, where he was detained and questions were slapped at him. Why was he arrested? Come here. Watch this. Now, Dr. Baligi is said to have a relationship with Hanan. How many of us remember Hanan? Do we know Hanan? Hanan Abdul Wahab, the former boss, CEO of Buffer Stock. My brother, my sister, this guy is said to be friends with Hanan. And together, they allegedly went into some dubious criminal activities. My brother, my sister, dubious criminal activities. Now that Hanan is standing trial, EOCO is beginning to fish out all the alleged accomplices. It doesn't matter whether you are a Council of State member or you are an MP, a former MP, a Minister of State or a former Minister of State. My brother, my sister, it doesn't matter whether you are a pastor or a reverend minister. EOCO will come after you as long as you are fingered in certain criminalities. Can I tell you more? This is Hanan Abdul Wahab. This is the guy we are talking about, Alodeba, all the way from the Boku area. Now he's standing trial for allegedly stealing so much of Ghana's money, for allegedly abusing his office. My brother, my sister, and as it stands, he is hot. He's standing fresh trials, and his lawyers are beginning to feel the real heat. Now, the thing is that information reaching us from the vineyard has said that Hanan was very good friends with this guy here called Bright Baligi. And they did some businesses together. Dubious businesses. Allegedly. Right after the businesses, Hanan is known for cheating his business counterparts. And when we say business, we mean stealing. Allegedly. In Ghana, every thief tells you that he's a businessman. What business do you do? Oh, I'm a businessman. They never are able to tell you what business they do. And if you push them so hard, they might just tell you import and export. Yet they don't know the difference between import and export. My brother, my sister, this is a former MP. He was picked up. Now the good news is that he and Hanan fell out somewhere along the line. Allegedly. Bitter and sour grapes. He doesn't want to hear about Hanan because allegedly, whilst that business was ongoing, what was supposed to come to him may not have gone to him. And for that matter, he has harbored it inside him, deep. What did Hanan do? Did he help finance his MP-ship? The campaign? What kind of business did they actually do? My brother, my sister, we are going deeper into the whole thing. And we will bring you information as time goes on. But as it stands right now, a former member of parliament for Lambousier, his name is Bright Bachi Yelviel Baligi. Born on the 3rd of May 1977. He holds a PhD in project management. Did he manage some projects for Hanan? Did Hanan promise to help him pay some of the bills in his campaign? Where are the sour grapes from? Are there any sour grapes? The good thing is that the man is speaking. He is talking. And I believe that he is speaking the truth. And we can't wait for this Hanan trial to reach its end. And our prayer has always been the same. If Hanan is innocent, may he walk free. But if he is not, and he is so guilty, may he suffer for the pain that he has inflicted on the Ghanaian taxpayer. The children sitting under trees and studying. The many pregnant women who had no births and had to give birth on the bare floors, whilst these guys were chilling with the taxpayers' money, flying girlfriends up and down, chilling and making sure that whilst they chilled, we were roasted in their irresponsible carelessness. Is the Black Pots, aka Kukushunemo, where we speak truth to power.
I'm going to go to my mom's room. I'm going to go to share idea ocean local TV so because my mom on pet DSTV. Into me come my side when I'm say, dear na washe. Na oko share Ghana TV so nkwasi ade ekoso pa and I'm going to jump up, mammy, epe, sa, nyomano. The only thing she watches, or she me show new yepe, the other side of the house, or she me wo TV so we are, no about the side wo. Now, TV so malam for the guso aza atro. My mom or show me show we are. Diaka or show team say, Snake, I know what you're way or say, we one of the GG and you. Oh, give it to. Na akobi to so yeah and then winim me say hey do nyamia ye na me kan kire software ya sorry way me say doctor way ono akọ Asia wakọ Germany wakọ Jabodini na me say machine wakọ da so a ebe yi umfren pam se nkwase se be na koso Ghana no eno so see ya na nkofo bia ba send me na me send no na right now what they do no say and I'm sending this message to the NCA omo bokro no wo TV so Ghana no omo ye send 10 na me send 50 no. The TV, no, there's no logo. You don't see the kind of TV station. Logo. So, if you even try to report them, say TV when they show sana, you don't even see TV. Look at the old screen recorder cry. There's no logo on the TV. Oh, there are local TVs, no. Baby no mu ria de baby no bokro no. Asofo akronfo ne, malama akronfo ne, edunsifo akronfo no. TV no mu kasa wasoro. You need name. It does not have a name. The logo the boni akata so. It is okay to report to cry. What is going to happen? And they say, oh, Nasa TV now or report no, any TV ban or track. That is what they do. And you see, you go to Messi because I'm made them say, Nadia, no, shall say. Again, some phone echoes way. Also, when we don't give it to and one issue. And it's dinner was also be so. Sometimes I saw not me tear sound and a cake. It didn't question someone else to say. But I just like a cry. That be anopano. I say when I go to visit my mom, anopano na asofo so be Jimmy. In the name of Jesus, and you carry your door, and me tell some. Now, ma, I didn't echo so TV no so. I say echo. We want Jimmy too. Jimmy, I'm sure, but no more Jimmy too. Don't see. It's a deal when we are dinner, but also be beyond back. Be the sound in here. Oh, Jimmy too. Be beyond TV so Ghana. When you go to Ghana, there's nothing on TV. Jimmy Nkwa. I swear. Me say Jimmy Nkwa. Ghana TV. And me say I don't remember Ghana piano. What I'll do is I will film Ghana TV's channel after channel. Now my board will show watch them. Hey, you'll be shocked. Bare 50 channels. Jimmy Nkwa. We send we sika. We yini we akoda. Sofu we jina ha. Dunsini we aba. Doctor we ton we. And me say azan nkwasi asem. Na studio bi onwa se baller so studio kasa kro kasa omonte. Na jijim. Na we Mike ye kokoro. Na we ye kokoro. Ene onye nyabotre. Nkwasi me say me ko Ghana. Me she dapa. I record Ghana TV be 1 hour. Na mi change no na mi change ubo enkwasi asem nkoa just say bibia what Ghana TV so enkwasi asem nkoa no information nothing fake news bibia jinwa jim na jimility oko Ghana TV so Jimmy wa efufu ataban ohun bebia TV ne ko they are not prophetic dynamic prophetic dynamic Wednesday. Minya, no, your friend saying, I would ye abena meboa, I fan so TV so, and the okuta handkerchief for a pesatum. Na prophetic dynamic Wednesday in Kwasiasem. Light no have some tea yase. Nebu am Twitch channel, you say, over the funu, nani party to war. Ebu am Twitch channel. Me am dem akwaram change am say, na am de da funu ha, am say be a TV program here, omo kasa call. Me say ma omo ye den. Also omo ye discussion. Me say dey no mo ka. Na kwasi atobi to na tade funu the shoot and time bi. I the munim say we say dey onim no ma men cancel me so wo be cancel me. Wo say to fee wo be ma me canceling. En kwasi asem. Couple. Mo record TV no mame 1 hour ochina. I want you to record Ghana TV. So you're munching channels, but 20 minutes. I want you people to set the camera. Set the camera, put it on the TV, and then change the channels. Bakubia manindi 1 minute. Bakubia manindi 30 seconds. Channel bia manindi 30 seconds. Set it well. Let it be on the TV. Now, about 20 minutes to have a Ghana for Ghana TV. My anti sound, no. I debut my anti Ghana TV nkwa. Use the big screen, please. Use the 70-inch TV. Use the 80-inch, the one in the living room. Record it. Record that one. Record no. Ma so be Ghana TV is about 50. Ochama watch the Ghana for. Ochama Thursday, yes. And number one kwasi aseme kwaso Ghana. Now, it's here called my 3 hours 34 minutes. It's more mukasama NPP so most mumbe kakra na me de mabre. Ah, me nkwa na de bia me cheche mu che Ghana into obi aso to me cheche mu che Ghana. Now, let's go through this quickly. Now, so what's the story we are? You say a year Bank of Ghana direct MTN Momo to pause 0.75 fee on wallet to bank transfer. NPP for the Jandam Nam system say a year e-levy about omoboa. The MTN for you know a omom decision we take here and a Bank of Ghana said they should pause it. Say any levy you imagine or Ghana no you call parliament. Until say parliament nobody can pass any levy in Ghana. It is all you got now, Shamia. The only way you bet me a Joe sa levy no when Parliament of Ghana a pass it Samrano. As we speak today, Government of Ghana emfa levy bia enko Parliament say yem pass it. It when sa story way by MPP for say levy abano omoboa. You need to understand, sad decision where it was taken by only MTN. And a Bank of Ghana monitor every transaction in Ghana. Akachom say they should halt it, they should stop it, and then the necessary consultations should be done. Into the announcement from here and say e-levy biambaye. There were so many networks in Ghana. You were Telecel, you were DND, MTN kwane take this so the decision omo network nobody from government a buy way embassy e-levy bia. Memma obiantina baby say MPP for and omo ye e-levy hu dede na omo nim se na e-levy ne enye send omo kasa say MTN g 0.75% fee na omo tiem say e-levy na chese omo ankasa no from the beginning no nim say e-levy is not something good in the history of Ghana and Ghana yet no NDC aban emfa krata bianko parliament ema parliament engine to mu say e-levy into way MTN for nko into na Bank of Ghana a stop you no because Bank of Ghana and they want to me to make sure every single transaction here in Ghana no omo betumi agya to na so mo engine to in this so because e-levy aba mun see who so biti radio so na o kasa sa mu din kan hwe nipa ne su ene ne bia na no kasa ne nyansa de ne trim ansa na motie no enye journalist ne journalist obi wo ha so nkronsuo obi wo ha na enso be na egu no obi wo ha ontumi kenkan kran chechirim obi wo ha ejimi de be pie radio so obi wo ha onim nyansa de be chechensem akan ate ase entenye obi oti radio so bi o kasa e-levy aba na so ogini di ebi mu ye radio so mmoa omunim nyansa e wo so muti omo e-levy bi amba ye e wo se Ghana fo nyina ate ase. Let's move forward. Now, history in the making. Tema Oil Refinery. Tema Oil Refinery receives 1 million barrels of bonga crude for refining operations. And Asempa SC, Ninyane say under the leadership of Doctor I need to give you his real name. CEO of Tema Oil Refinery, who is doing a marvelous job, no? And Ebeti and say Dr. Edmond Combat. He's the CEO of Tema Oil Refinery. And Omo release a statement. Ninyane say 1 million barrels of oil. And I say crude oil. Yeah, they back Tema Oil Refinery. Emma den. Emma Oma refining. You have to understand. When you know ebebwa Ghana, edisika beba Ghana. Makacham said there are some young men na omo NDC abai with moi. John Mahama ama omo den. Ama omo appointment. They are doing marvelously well. Especially the tall CEO. NPA, Edith Tamakro, a boss. These are young men. Sami Jemfi, who will be to say a black woman. We are seeing people like so many young people. I know sometimes really few, but you can see they are all working. But in the energy sector, no, when you take NPA. Exceptional. He's doing a marvelous job. Who will be the boss CEO? Afeji doing a crazy marvelous job. Consistent guys. Who will be the tall CEO? These are young guys. They are so good in their work, and we are seeing the results. It is all about how they are able to communicate, how they are able to present their issues, how they are able to lure their people to bring their oil here to be refined and be sold in Ghana. Until today, Tor Asaya another history. Remember, Tor is Siwache. Under the leadership of John Mahama and the leadership of Edmond Combat, Tor has now gotten very gotten improved. Their output is basically something to write home about. We are hoping, say, this trajectory, Sibia to EOCO, Nyoma EOCO ye no, the leadership will keep the pace. So far, they have shown, as I say, it's something I was here support you. As I speak, 1 million a year barrels of a year bonga crude oil and omode abagana ombe refining. Under the NDC, TOR is effective. It is working, and every single person should be happy about this. Now, finally, a year the Interior Minister, a year Muntaka Mubarak. We, Interior Ministry, have agreed with YEA to absorb about 60% of their security assistant beneficiaries into major security services. The hardworking Interior Minister, Muntaka Mubarak, on Malik Basintele, agencies, and I said the Ministry of Interior and YE, they are coming together to absorb YE for some group of security assistants. Interior Ministry said, "Sir, in conform 60% into our security agencies." That is what we call creating opportunities for people. This government is really working, and the agencies and the ministries are interlacing. They are making sure, say, to create a job. We are very happy about this. We are very, very happy. Say the Ministry of Interior, led by Muntaka and Basintele, they are collaborating to create job opportunities for the young people in Ghana. From security assistants, now a Ministry of Interior say about 60%. Now integrate into a security agencies and our security services in Ghana. This is good. This is good, and I expect to say other agencies to collaborate with other ministries to be sending people into other ministries to be employed permanently to also have a decent job. These are all very, very important things. And finally, this story is about school feeding. The national coordinator of the Ghana school feeding program, Hajia Fati Fogo, dismisses claim that caterers and cooks are owed several months of arrears. She notes that payment for the second term of the 2025-2026 academic year have been fully disbursed to all caterers under the program. The boss of school feeding.
I haven't heard any agitations from them. I haven't received any reports from them. Whatever it is just a mere speculation. I don't deal with speculation. If they have an issue, they have an office to report to. We have regional offices across the country, all 16 regions. If you are in a particular region and you have a problem, you know whom to talk to. We have zonal coordinators who reach out to them every now and then. So if any one of them has a concern, I don't see why they cannot address it properly, but rather to go on the street and say they want to demonstrate. I don't know what they were agitating for. Because for me, I believe that whoever has an issue as a caterer, if properly channeled through the right system, we are able to address that. Probably they haven't done that. If they did, I believe their problem would have been solved. Today, as I speak to you, caterers have been paid for the second term, 2025-2026 academic year. There was no way we wouldn't have paid them, knowing very well that Salah was at the corner. So if you go to their platforms, it's full of joy. Everybody is excited, they are happy. There might be challenges once in a while, yes. Dealing with 12,045 caterers, it's not an easy thing to do. You understand? So no matter how you try to work around that, a few will come out with issues. And those issues, they are not deliberate. These are simple issues that people would make mistakes without realizing that that can cause them, or you can let them not have their monies being paid to them. So when reports are made to us, we make follow-up to understand whatever it is. We take it out from there and we are able to address them. So others had similar concerns, just a few, which I believe today they won't be saying the same thing. It's just lack of patience.
So this is Hajia. She is the head of a year school feeding program in Ghana. And clearly, the woman has made it clear and very, very eloquent. Sebio, for a very long time, Yente say school feeding problem about him. And under the leadership of this woman, you can see say it is running smoothly. So this story we are talking about, and about evacuation here, the Ghana for about a year Ghana, and then you need to understand say a big deal. Don't underestimate it. JJ Rawlings, Echo for Ghana for Liberia, and John Mahama, Echo for Ghana for South Africa. Nana do danko kufu ade ko for 2005. Omu jama Ghana for 44 your bomu toku omo anko. That is the NPP. Airport. They were so proud. They sang the national anthem. The patriotism is there. We are going to receive them with all due respect. We are Ghanaian. Now, any opportunity be you can contact the Foreign Affairs Ministry. Be on Sanu Juma. Oboha no a hairdresser no no or a teacher. Let us find a little bit of space. To be almost. That is what we do. That is what makes us Ghana. Now, the Foreign Affairs Minister Ekasaye, time let's listen to him. Before we listen to the Foreign Affairs Minister, no, my uncle tie the Ghana phone be eka time almost see free plane no. Let's go listen to some of the Ghanaians.
Oh, and they be play, because it's a big break a day, but 5 months, but you're a Mahama, and the unit. Oh, me now, you know me now about you. Back a day, 5 months. And you're easy to say, yeah, some of the but you're a Mahama Bayano. With your me now, go back home. At the end of the fear, just say, your man is you're a Mahama, so on your money, man. Or that's about 3 years, Mamma, 3 years, or your money at your money. Oh, and they be play, because it's a big break a day, but 5 months, but you're a Mahama, and the unit. Oh, me now, you know me now about you. Back a day, 5 months. And you're easy to say, yeah, some of the play, but you're a Mahama Bayano. With your me now, go back home. At the end of the fear, just say, your man is you're a Mahama, so on your money, man. Or that's about 3 years, Mamma, 3 years, or your money at your money.
Oh, Yamishra Ghana painful nyina. So much to me adwin omomba. Akwantu mu ayewo. Bebi ebi mu afiase. Ensu watumi ayi omo nyina akaye a ye ho kire yen wo South Africa. Ye de tu nanim. Ampa omo anyi ajeje mu. Omo age entata e de aba bedu han masundwe mu. Omo bumi bu. Opa ma me nkire wo. Sorry. But nyame ena maba bedu mi kromo de boni bi o ma mi bia me de ache wo se me so maye o mo boni so a o mo fa nche me still life goes on. Oh me de to me no my mo bi anko yen ya ban odwen yen ho ena sane a niam sha ase wo South Africa no intina yen payinfo omodwen ho ombefa omba efi South Africa sane a wetimi ne wakama because ye pieces intina yen payinfo aba be yin efi ho ma sundwe mu but me metumi aka se me upon your my nyina no me de omoboni ache omo still
because South Africa 10 years in 2016 30th March na me call honom ne de enye easy mame me ko won kola mi no wo ho and last 2 years omo che me and me back 2 years e wo Sabi not police station ho say am be free them we are very safe and very 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 happy what I can say for now. Thank you.
It's not easy. Men who ade we say agro no. Men who be our South Africa be so go school. There are people, oh my man, there are people who are more educated than you. And there are so many reasons in terms of focus South Africa. In this all you are buying, now on call for Kobe, say no to me, take the risk, taking the time to make sure so bet me I left so many about Kroma Jack, Sabano, you didn't want grow. You don't underestimate or try to even think about anything else. Apart from Sabino, you need to keep that government for years. The reason there, me NPP ni adebi amebo NDC abaswa me pe John Mahama ne nyansa ne say NPP no mo Jimmy omo ne nyansa fo wom. That is the problem. Me NPP ni mapa. Me want me party card, me dango tia me dues. Sebio me party ni NPP ni astra make a chamo say montuma NDC ne say NPP fo Jimmy. Omo Jimmy omo anka omo nko aho omo say ntwamoa. They don't think. It is all about them. Property owning government, property owning party. Kofo Japadi Obenya, Ekufo de Japadi Obenya, Obia Japadi Obenya, Baomia Japadi Obenya, Baomia Yedros Ebetamano, Nyansebia Nim, Nyansenibia is our party nim, me NPP ni mapa, MPA. Me mapa. And Masaya MTKK, Matatia Kaumoso. I me MPP ni MPA mapa and I'm Messiah NTTK Matetia Saka almost me a typical MPPN into me can so much what MPP Jimmy MTTK Matetia almost and I am still a member. I am not going anywhere. Mekanyan such romantic so Oma Junibebe Fium Kwasiafo. You see, Ghanaians are happy to be home. Keke, just be home. For the idea, sir, what my own mind, no, abandoned general it's refreshing. Sir, Omaya Ufri so because your Ghana, your Nigeria for her, your Senegal for her, your Gambia for her, your African countries in Krobe Breni Power, South Africa, your Kumbi, your Biasha jail, your Tatabi. Sir, or your Ghana didn't end or catch Nigeria. My government is taking me home. They brought a flight. Do you know how that feels? So Ghana ni beka to Nigeria and say, I am going home. My government back home. They have sent a flight to pick me back home. Nigeria ni beka say, oh, we nipa cheno. Gambia ni beka say, we nipa. That alone shows say, we are Ghana niya. Sebyo o maya omojino ho. Enti NDC aban mami endi wagro. Now, mami yanko back to airport. Ni yanko tie asama Foreign Affairs Minister Kanye. They were able to give them some little food to take with them home. Ni nyamre bechiremo.
We thank the Almighty for protecting our lives, and we thank Him for giving us a leader in the person of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, who values the lives of Ghanaians. Today, the Mahama administration is demonstrating that wherever Ghanaians are, we will make sure you are protected, your dignity is respected, and we will go to the length of this world to bring you back home safely. On behalf of President John Dramani Mahama, we say Akwaba to all of you. Obake, and we want to thank all our partners. The Chief of Staff has been very instrumental in mobilizing all of us to put this evacuation together. We want to thank NADMO. We want to thank the Gender Ministry. You see the Honorable Gender Minister here. We want to thank our international partners, IOM, who are working with us. And I thank all colleagues at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, including my own brother, the Honorable James Jachi Kwesi, very hardworking, very dynamic, very professional. Today's welcome ceremony is fully packed. You are going to receive psychosocial support. We have psychologists, we have medical doctors, we have nurses here to take care of you. That is not all. President Mahama says that all of you should be given 2 special allowances. One for your transportation. So there will be a transportation allowance to wherever you live, wherever your homes are, whoever you are going to connect with. And then there will be a reintegration allowance, a special package to help you put your lives back on track.
So, you're not a Foreign Affairs Minister, and I would like to applaud the Chief of Staff, Julius Debra. He's been wonderful when it comes to making sure all these things are put together well. He made time The president was busy today because of the Eid al-Adha event. He had to be with the chief imam to celebrate at the Independence Square. But Julius Debrayé, the chief of staff, made time, and then he made sure that every single person Obia felt at home. So I would like to applaud the chief of staff, Julius Debrayé, for a wonderful job done. I applaud the Foreign Affairs Minister, Okudzato Ablakwa, simply perfect. The deputy to the Foreign Affairs Minister, Mr. Jachi Kwesi, exemplary leader, very on point. He's very hardworking. He's on the ground, making sure the gender minister too made some time to be there. The gender minister, a very wonderful woman, because in Kwara womb, people under 18 womb, they need the support. They need to make sure a man is a woman. So the gender minister also represented. In fact, all the sectors, the ministers that are very important, also airport, they were there, and they all did what they had to do. And that is the most important thing about we Ghanaians and this government. They tried to make sure say also be. So I would like to applaud them. But asema na Okudzato Ablakwa ekenyina say Ghana for na yakofo mo free South Africa ediabano. The president of the Republic, John Mahama, said, and yes, said obviously Ghana Accra International Airport the now president said Ghana for the say also omo support abina sebio omubi na omu sendi sikaba Ghana yenya etwoni bi free mu no abino John Mahama abino ebe momo omo sika momo dia foka akofie transportation allowance. And also be more a friend integration allowance. Now, say reintegration allowance, no. And then they say Mwaba Ubuha na ebi or hairdresser South Africa. Obe here sikaka krebi edia stati bibi. John Mahama say Ubia kakra will be also the mano na almost started bo omobrano or say wa catch Foreign Affairs Minister through the Finance Minister say omoma omusika omodo foka baby obia kubiano yemano enough money to go back to where they think they want to go settle. And na sikaka kre de be more omodo betumi so edia sha omabrabo aseno. NDC Abain say through the Foreign Affairs Ministry, could see the Finance Ministry, no. John Mahama say yemo musika no move to me and so enfant stati bibi sene ebimu ba no omkutem enkwara ebimu ba na ebia yare kakra ebiso ba no ombe hia so start marketing kitibi enti John Mahama Abain NDC Abain say yemo musika kakra so no mo start enfant bo omobra we ni Abain Okasano or say omobano the doctors by psychologists for by the pediatricians by the so many medical professionals by sebi obi oba we judge pade bebre o South Africa sebi oda ho dwene ho ohun se ne obe start odi yawo sebi o na adwene no sebi o enhyedan toye because odwendwene dodo ye onipa am no betena se akasa ma mati age se chia na achia embuye ebe nyina nkwase abeno no but o se chia na achia keke na embuye nti omo ne omo beka na sebi omo so agya tum se efie na yaba enye kra entise pede kuntu enwen a ne chia na eba nti omo de nipa sa ne bi koye ma omo nyina so etumi ne omo kasaye nti we ene de John Dramani Mahama Aban no eye ma Ghana for 300 so far omo ba na omo ko no sebi odo ya hwenhwemade no sebi ompepa ne nsan kwa NDC Aban through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Chief of Staff Julius Debrayé and the friend Gender Minister any omo account no Emma Sebio Ghana for mobile ya momo bibi kakra so omo fanko fie na Sebio omo so enko no aduane bi Sebio omfa dwodwo makoma na omo fa endwene senia omo start omabrabo into omo kono so Sebio omo so omo amfa mo sapan emfree emfree airport wo anko.
I came back to Accra, scanned, it was there. And I remember sending a text message and a screenshot to a very important regulator. All he said was, wow. They commissioned the NCA to find a way to stop Kevin Taylor. They tracked him down. Kevin Taylor went to Nigeria and got a satellite company whose footprint covers Ghana, and currently he's broadcasting to Ghana. So, nowhere, you can get him. This conversation matters. About 2 years ago, up in Tamale, after the evening prayers, I engaged the imam in the chat. Then all of a sudden he told me that, oh, it's time for Kevin Taylor. I'm running home. I said, you have Kevin Taylor on your TV? He said, yes. At that time, I could only access Kevin Taylor on the internet. I didn't know that DTH, Kevin Taylor, was entering Ghanaian homes. I went home, scanned my TV, and there it was, free to my house. I came back to Accra, scanned, it was there. And I remember sending a text message and a screenshot to a very important regulator. All he said was, wow. They commissioned the NCA to find a way to stop Kevin Taylor. They tracked him down. Kevin Taylor went to Nigeria and got a satellite company whose footprint covers Ghana, and currently he's broadcasting to Ghana. So, Nowhere. You can't get him. If you get him in Nigeria, he will move to Senegal. Because there are satellites that whose footprints covers Ghana. These are issues that when you look
Also, Imam, no, crash on your sorry, me come, Kevin Taylor. So that time I could access Kevin Taylor on my phone. That means no, hear me, Debia. But one thing I want to say, I don't know, Imam, no, say, or Kevin Taylor TV, so no back, or back, no, so the TV, and part like Kevin Taylor was so, or multi TV, so on one channel, and also of Fred, a very important regulator. That was Asla Usu. She was the communications minister. And Okacha Asla said, how did Kevin Taylor get on TV in Ghana? They all didn't want Mahama to come to power. And Asla, and then we commissioned the NCA. And then we commissioned the NCA, meaning it was a project to get me off TV in 2024. You see, in 2023, it means it was a project for them. So they commissioned the NCA to find means to get me off. And the NCA catch up, Kevin Taylor is not streaming from any source. He's streaming from Germany and also Nigeria to enter Ghana. So we cannot touch him because he has a multi-million-dollar contract. So you see, so all of them, they didn't want me to be on TV. And the Cronfoya channel. We also go jail. He needs to stand before court. They need to jail him. This is not a man who needs to be the boss of a director of Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. No, this guy is a thief. He's a criminal. He has been charged by the Auditor General. They catch them. And then because you have a man say, oh, man, one word from Ghana. And you fool. They have all been fighting me for the past 4, 5, 6 years. They have been fighting me. They don't even know how I got on TV in Ghana. How I managed to pay $5,000 every month. They don't get it. His TV does not have any advertisement. It is only Mimi TV. You can watch CNN. You can watch BBC. You can watch everything. Sports, movies. We don't show any profanity, any nudity, nothing. Yeah, your TV so mal and form by my TV. That's not what is on my TV. Open adult content in Ghana. It is my television. Multi TV, loud silence TV. I mean, TV. You can watch CNN throughout. You can watch current movies. You can watch Sky Sports. You can watch Al Jazeera. We don't show my team. We don't show nudity. We don't do. So you see, that is why my TV, more people watch my TV than any TV. Now, Ghana, I took my time when I went to see my mom. As a dad, as a friend. But let me tell you, your downfall will come from Paul Adumotre. And everything that you have built, Paul Adumotre best say no. What do to me? What do Sika? What do Nyama? Asana to ya two for so many times. You don't listen. I don't know a car with the NPP. I don't know the business you do with NPP. I don't know how much you owe NPP. But that Paul Adumotre is the one destroying you.
Whenever I say my PENDREAM TV, PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.
It is because it is a party a siketia and a chrono and the year penny for. Now, Sadia way and penny for we can say I was a Supreme Court, Eboa, Emani Bemuno, and home for Sonny Bina maybe catch on her. Your MPs be a parliamentar. Omutimuno, oh, media mention South Namo. My nye Juma Krampa, mention South in Quadie. The here say election time, Namato Emo, Namato Gele, Namato Edian, Buffron Quine, Omo Betwamame. Right now, no, what is going to happen? And they say, so we to mention South. Nana Junior say mention South for Omi and Kwasia for. Now delegate Kakrano on Onyo Musika, Obetreji power. Right now, ye bium. Ain't say, oh, mention South. Now, first, the Nipa 700 and not 30 per to Aba as delegates. Now, we are going to have 700 people vote. That means, say, we are going to limit the influence of money in our elections, internal elections, party elections. It is going to help us to be able to do what? Select people on merit. Yebeyin konfo almost send fata na enya akronfo mukuteska. It is a study your parliamentarians bebre wo MPP mu e parliamentar. Party no mu no omni some constituency no there. The moment you win the primaries, automatically you win the seat. Now, they have been able to suppress Nipebi by electing a few people. So, when we are delegates into Oba Menchia South, Oba Bantima, delegates in 65. In Tachansubuachi say Oba, the delegate yes 300. Okay, me budgeti obia 20,000 Ghana. Ana emo bag bako, gari konko bakwa. Between the moment me wini. Now, if we open it up, now Obia or NPP Nibia, Eto Saba Nibia, Asensubachi cannot pay 3,000 people, 30,000 people, and say Metia Obia 2,000 Ghana. Asensubachi cannot do it. The same as Menchia South MP cannot do it. The same as some MPs be some other political parties. This will get rid of that monetization. I say your politics. And Nuntina, Canada, Japan, me I call for a MPP when you move for if you say Mahmoud ba omi awia sika gu ho and na odi winning elections na omo ye nanse no because obia hu say election no MPP for do no mo Canada, Japan. But now Mahmoud ba omi and then call for na awia sika nti on election day no they were able to calculate delegates no. It's not about me and say, or can't get delegates to be able free baby, but no more musika. Or can't delegate on free Ashanti region, no musika to or can't delegate on free Bonga half region, no cheska to inti. The man with the money is the man with the power, and that is what these two gentlemen plus the other person they are trying to stop, and I support this 100%. Every Ghana Nibia Uniminyansa opesa Ghana your politics, because if this is accepted by the Supreme Court, your politics in the best. Now we will get people who are independent winning parliamentary seats in constituencies. That is what is going to happen. We are going to get people we see as underdogs coming into an election and without any delegate to be a free party to win an election, because now you will need billions of dollars to be able to win an election in Ghana. So yeah, internal election crowd MPP mu and now NDC mu. Now so okay, maybe I'm a NDC MP. I want to memory to mame for Sunia to mame. I had a sita obianum say NDC dia. No. Now what is going to happen is so your MPI you need to deliver. Because if you don't work and you tell yourself say, oh, I had a seat, delegates no to me and depending on just a few people. You have to work to please every single person in the party. And sending your elections, no. Into this one there, so party be about say, oh, where they and so na party na for party. So far, the Attorney General Srimsai wrote something on Facebook showing the Attorney General Ayenini and Srimsai and his boss, the government lawyer is in support of this. It means that the Attorney General is in support of the fight against corruption in our politics. I was so happy when I heard the Attorney General supporting this, because you see, it shows Ayenini and then the Deputy Srimsai, they want to fight corruption in our politics. And this is the right way to go, because on a normal day, you will see a government, if this government was a corrupt government, and as a president in a corrupter, the president, and then I buy and say, even though the Attorney General, at the end of the day, is not working directly for the president or working directly for the party, the Attorney General is supposed to represent the government. But we all know what corrupt Attorney Generals like Damemwaye, because Damemwaye say our judicial service, it is so difficult to even trust honorable people who are doing their job diligently. But Ayeni and then the deputy, they have shown to say their interest in Ghana for interest. Into the Attorney General says, we are in support. The NDC as a political party, they have released a statement that they are in full support of this their action. They want that to be done. The NDC wants every single person to be part of the internal elections. They can elect credible people, not based on their money they are holding, not based on who they know, but based on the party, the whole party's their decision and how competent they are. You see, this is one thing I say to me support it. Now, Supreme Court so say here now say our politics will change positively. Everything will be in its place. Now, let me tell you something. This idea we now is simple, Sano. What he's going to do in the say right now, Obian to be sorry, and can say me a powerful MP or Ghana. Obian to me sorry can say, oh, media na me ke Kufuado ho enti chianechi I have to succeed the Kufuado. Obian to me can say, media party I can control the delegates. Right now, nobody will have control over party elections. And when I say nobody will have control, I am talking about nobody can say, go and bring the Ashanti region delegate. Now, if I'm on them, na nipa 30, nipa 50, nipa 150, or more musika. Nobody can do that because the party is big. Now, some people have made an argument or making some arguments to say, oh, when that happens, amount for be infiltrate on party album. Now, nipa be on your NPP, then wabeto aba abra omo, and there's a party between ho. Emma obi to me raw album and our party mu dimu to me beto aba abra on your party. That party needs to stop existing because then the party is not ready to be called a political party. Omo ye argument say, oh, na you see a biema, nipa bia betumi ewia no ho aba NPP mu, abeto aba etia, nipa bia mo pe. Then it means your party is not a political party. The structures don't work. You don't have people who are manning the party, the number of people in there. You don't have people who are checking the data. You yourself, you don't even know your members. So how can you call yourself a political party? That argument is the most stupid argument I've ever heard. Because we believe, say, there are people who are in charge of the party album, the party, the data, who and who are paying their dues, who and who registered when. So how can you go into an election telling me, say a BM say NPP ni bian twaba, ubetumaka say omube room. Then how did you arrive at that message? Say nipa 2 million NPP for ubetuman twama ba umiantina mahama wini. If the NPP is making such an argument, we want to ask them, then how did you people arrive to say, Nipa 2 million NPP supporters could not vote, and Nitia Mahama winning 57%? Then it means that argument was a lie. Because from what you are saying, you don't even have a data of your party, the number of party in the NPP. So if the NPP stands anywhere else and says they don't agree with this idea because nipa be yomo NDC for no ma beto abani bi no ma say abano no ma tuatia nipa bi omompe. The question here is, do you know the number of your party members? Do you have a data of your party members? Can you show us the number of people who are in your party? Because if you're making this argument, then the argument that Nipa 2 million from the NPP did not vote in 2024, no, that argument falls flat. Because you cannot prove whether those people are your party members or not. So for the NPP to even make a statement, say, your party, no, your BM, na obia betwaba, ye who do your NPP need your NPP niya. Now it's a party, no, it's not a party anybody should trust. So the argument they are making does not make any sense. They are stupid. Omo ya kromfo. Omo election bia sika and nobody omo elections. Sika die ni sika wia, sika tuatua. They are very corrupt. Omo bon die. And community aya South Central so anke from abena hu bon die. That is the NPP. Krono ashomo to ma. Me say krono e bon omo ho. Sankomu South Central so anke be from efia hu bon die ana adwa hu bon die. Every single thing is about money. Yenko wie sika ma we ye enu bi no mo ya wo de power no ma ba omia. Everybody knew, every single person in Ghana knew, say Kennedy was the favorite MPP for epe because na MPP for do no nim say Kennedy nim nyansa chen ba omia. But you know what happened? At the end of the day, Mahamudu Bawumia and the team, no, they stole a lot of money and gave it to delegates because they can manipulate the delegates. Right now, the reason why the NPP does not want this to happen, and they say, in their next election, no, they cannot manipulate the delegates. They don't have that much money to pay every single member. And I believe this is the biggest step we are taking in our politics in Ghana as a nation or in our elections. We need to start from the basics. Nyawotamaklo and from Paul Boateng, this case of Mdiako Cotton, it is the best case in Ghana's history because every day, Biano, we are having conversation about trying to take money out of our elections, trying to take money out of our politics. Now, this is the time we are starting to understand. Say, you take a step where sa sikana aji a politics afano, sa sikana it will not have that impact or that role or that pace it take here. Yen to me and run the election in our political parties respectively, in a way you to me ni papa party no so. 81. Sadia we ebeboa. Nobody can call themselves say sa area where you media me MP or South Central so me MP or Menchia South. I had the a 2 vote constituency. Ya the appointed crisis so me win oboa. Ye biam ema MPP ni bia to abani bi. You cannot win the primaries. Inti what is going to do ni say ebema MP for abom humodin because you see from 2017 to 2024 nipa be 47 ena omufra santimemu a omukọ parliament. Omu nyina kọ parliament no omuka kire asantifo say ye de mode hye ne ye jimi won kran kura mobeto amaye, and it's true, we saw it from 2017 2020. Even though they didn't do anything, no, they voted for them because time omoya primaries to go and contest in the general elections, no, the MPs no more parliament, no more sika, omo counted the delegates, no, omo we sika. Now you see ade we a papa for me anyway e court no de be ye say it is also going to take that corruption that Emma. You see, most of our MPs are forced to be corrupt. They are forced to steal. They are forced to do things they are not supposed to do because say election ibedu ama omo asako primaries they are forced to steal because now I bet to say riesika Not to me kind delegates, no, no more musika. Right now, what this thing will do in the say, it does not matter the amount of money you steal. You will still have to deliver to be able to please every NPP member. What is going to happen? And they say, Sa Kronona, ya forsema MPs are involved in corruption, especially when it's getting close to their elections, that corruption is going to go down. Because right now, you need to steal money to pay every single member of the party before you can win your primaries. And nobody can have that amount of money. We are even at the end of the day taking that corruption part from our MPs. In the party, Obeka say, I don't support this, then it is a party that is full of corruption. A party, and at this point, I expect Mahmoud Bawumia to make a statement that he is in support of this decision. On one party for court for this. I want to see Bawumia speak and support this. But Mahmoud Bawumia is a thief. He's a thief and he cannot support it because the party he's leading, most of them are thieves. They are criminals. Why is Bawumia quiet on this matter? Why is Bawumia, who wants to come and lead the party, who wants to come and lead Ghana, who says he wants to fight corruption, why is Bawumia not championing this? Why is Mahmoud Bawumia not making a public statement and supporting this decision? Because we want to take the monocracy or monetocracy out of our politics. We want to stop people from being corrupt. We want to stop this kind of choosing people who don't deserve to lead. Why is Bawumia not interested in this? Why hasn't he spoken on this? Because we're Crom 4. Because what he's doing now, and he say, oh yes, selective. Right now, no one say, Omo primary sir, no constituency tokwesi because Bawumia are picking MPs. Bawumia is picking his MPs, so they are relegating people. Omo yin kofo free abonim, and then aman kofo one kofo sekan nipa for ni awo sekan in the MPP. Until we want Bawumia to speak, what does he think about this? What is his position on this? Does he believe in this? Does he think this is going to help? What does he think about this? What is his opinion? Why no one said double or so them? This is the real conversation we want him to have with us. Since he's a flag bearer of the MPP, them, he's not granting any interview on economy. Interview on no monsa. Ya kana mubu ofu. On no monsa repreko. Muna fiki. Bon moba omiano. Ya kana mubu ofu. Ada na wakase ba omiano. No monsa repreko. On no monsa onyenipa. The guy drinks. The guy eats pork. Mama mo evidence no. You saw it, right? Onim ne kan po awfo technology ma wasari wa wi preko na keka de sim wo yini sim preko de do asantifo preko ain wa wi asantifo preko ya chichi de suru wisa ene fom wisa ne ensanso ne guso wa wi yini sim ene enwum na wo de kira ankwano wa wi ne na wadane OSP wa wi adane OSP oyini sim ja preko de sa ene nkremofo ya kasa a kire wa wi ababa ni name wa bo wan de guso ohun ni kan po ne kan obi ka de so akobie gate akwawe because oya munafiki ne yire munafuka mo se medwa mo san hwe ne biem wei wallahi Bawumia kai
It's possible. It's possible. It is possible. It is possible. It is possible.
Why we preko we go share sim o Cremonia why we preko first time. Why we preko ankasa. Precolization. Nanko so mama rura card nanko me no kosa asentreso. Unim won hu ne campo. Metmam of so many videos about Omi Twabi. Hey mo de munim. Me nam kan say party no MTTK o matetia kamoso. Me ya party ni aba ya kotume tubi. Akwa ne wensa, akwa ne nomonsa, akwa ne wi preko. And then yere koya so ko ntumi nye. Muna fuka o munimuni wo fom ho. Ya ka bibia kire mo amonte. Akwane no monsa wabo okwa asantefo party ankwanu mei anu mei ankwanu mei minimsia yiko na OSP so na tudum wejire oro ankwanu ma wawe apan ma apan kwan na for so ni trim yehu de oyesisi a ode nam ni bulletproof car minim so wakoton wo se no oda hutimo OSP obi ahuru obi tai kro obi ambo obi wakoton bulletproof car tim ama Paul odun so no hu jimi kika ho asem Enti Mahmudu ba amamanyam show ba omia de so no ne time ba omia time no duru a mo hu se me mabodam evidence am be pia mo no mo be ka say ye Kevin ye serew ye ne ka say be you free party ne anyi bi me say time ni du na me bie dwoma so a kire mo a wallahi mo be nu mo ho Mahmudu mo pa obi a Mahmudu say Mahmudu ana wane ni Mahmudu ne yere ne senior wife ni Mahmudu nkofo pa me ba Mama Chow Mahmudu ni senior wife. Mahmudu ni senior wife. They say Mahmudu ni senior wife ni. On kanu kura ba akukura. Na mo ni information. On mama wo akura we di be 19 years. Akura di 19 years. The first wife from Mama Chow boy. Me bo akura full name achiro. Mahmudu. Mahmudu so on kanu kura. Samira obi aware na wabeje na otiase di nkwasi asem. Ya kana mu buofu e na Samira na. Mahmudu ni yiri ni. Ni yiri ankasa ni. Samira de so a side chick na obeto mu. Kwase se me kana mu buofu Mahmudu wife ni omo eba we di 19-year-old boy Mahmudu ohun tintina na buta se ade na Samira mba ba omia ne mba so sa ba Mahmudu yiri nie wati Mahmudu ne yiri nie me ka se me ma story a wo motete Ghana mo so ba omia so on ka no kura ba akokora ne yiri nie metuma ma on full name in fact o ma mbufu a me nipa bi a nice guy o ma me nyam show no na mo de abesi Mahmudu so Mahmudu owo metuma kirew na Samira so a side chick konkonsa no de be pia Samira away me pese me spile ni nyina time do na bo se me shege a bo se me ye muntu banzani kura mo be num ho Mahmudu ya metas video no ma me kirew another one metuma kirew video ba omi omne kasa kura wonte wow hwebi ma me kirew but the way you tete na munim time na ebeduru na nipa on kan kura me chiri no kura Samira so a second wife or a side chick kura and all the premansam and Samira so no obeji obi aware sanyo ne empese ebekom ba mo ya ohun ye beye dirty wo Ghana rough Samira ba omia only dey so onim de eba Mahmudu wife no mo mbusa de say onim ame we mo hear the second video why twabi mo hear onie ba omia We on kanukure, but I'll hold on for now. In some be bro say do nkomo. Yeah, say time ni nyandru 27 ekono. I want to know be free kitchen haba. 27. You may be free kitchen, move no more. My catch them NPP for most of the night. We dimatem. Me gathering now 2027. Na make sure mo nipa me ye. Now, mommy urem wa hey, ya 2 hours 59 minutes. Now, mom 30 minutes been count. Now, I'm in chama debu ha. Andra, all African games. Ebete in some. Recover 44.9 million from former sports minister Mustafa Youssef, William Kati, and Dr. Ofosuasare for financial irregularities during African Games. Auditor General to government. You see, under NPP, all African Games, you know, former sports minister we, by Umia small boy we, Sika onen and call for $44.9 million. Auditor General na aya ne auditing nyina ahwehwe nkratem aya mat ni nyina Auditor General say under Baumia ene Ekufuado All African Games in 2024 no sika sports minister way and a sponsor by Omia campaign start way open omo very influential sika sam omo ko wura ba Omia campaign sa boy we Jimmy too former sports minister no we Jimmy too onim nyanse bia they used him like a rag we Jimmy too this boy only about 3 people you see about $44.9 million 2024 yao sa sika ni nyina ashe omo wiye sa sika ni nyina. Now the question here is the Attorney General has to go into this. Now I'm asking you, onjai way and onjai cases no DH no kofa we ana. You see how it is. Anytime I catch a Ghana for say give the Attorney General time. Right now this has to go to Parliament, the Attorney General has to take over and then prosecution will have to start. Anytime I say munya botre sa boy way under Baumia and Mahama Baomiane Ekufuado 2024 All African Games no $44.9 million or no Mustafa Yusuf William Kati and Dr. Ofosu Asare Matisa one of the people no on as or chief director ewo transport ministry now that for partner transport minister and kwasi asam no mudi but I'll come to that matter. I don't know why the NDC is still keeping this man who is corrupt at the transport ministry, because the transport minister there, no, say, that man, I don't know even why they are keeping him in that office. Crazy man. Only the say, Bibi Bana say, Onya Sikari be near on Beso Beye Jumano, but we are here. The transport minister. Can't you see the woman is even effective than the man? The deputy, she is more effective than that man. Unnecessary, useless travels on Yadi Papebia, but we will come there as we speak. Sanko from Wiasikaweno, the chief director now or Kaumam Wiasikaweno, he is working with the transport minister at the transport ministry. In fact, the transport minister put that man there because that man will help him steal the transport minister. But Yebedruho, we will get there. This same man, who is the chief director at the transport ministry, Yadene Koma Eyadieng. Sports minister so in Yejuma also on yet and a transport minister we confo Yokofano. And this man is part of the criminality, of course. So chief director of transport ministry, no, Mr. President, sack that criminal and put him before court. The transport minister is a waste of time. On the policy, they say that is what he does. But you see, I am coming to expose some people. Because you see, Obien will bet me say John Mahama, a Juma or no. Transport Minister, or why didn't be say, or no, constituency of Frino, a NDC constituency, into no, or didn't quasi some cry, the people vote for him. But we will get there. We will get there. In Kwasiakika, she shows no respect to anybody. Other ministers have been complaining about this man. And the funny thing is, he's weak minded. Now, Yanko All African Games, I'm there. Stories now, Auditor General de Bini. Over 7 million was spent on quantified T-shirts purchase during the 13th All African Games. You see, All African Games no under Ekufuado ne Baomiano. 7 million Ghana cedis on the printed T-shirt. Unquantified T-shirt. To be 7 million Ghana cedis. Ghana is 7 billion. 70 billion. Ghana's cano 70 billion. Billion. Edioson. A chiripo. 70 billion. I'm going to print shirts. Shirts. That's why I you. Tete. Sika. All African and the NPP no. Baomia time no. Ekufu the time no. Almost I'm going to print shirt for All African Games no. 7 million Ghana cedis. Tete Ghana cedis 70 billion. Million. Uko duru menjia. Baby o tu for dano. Eko baby o ye omudi asem no. O tu mi hihye sika ni na enko ho. Ebe bruso abeduru wo na no. Sika podio. Sa ankofo no some the printed shirt. T-shirt. Ya hihye shirt no so ayehu. Just a T-shirt party. Now, Mame Sanchiro Krono NPP abo and the Auditor General na de abo interfere na we ye bedi hujuma. It is one man NDC 42 years a day be na pesa we because we need time. You hear time to prosecute and we will prosecute. Me MPP ni mapa but me MTTK matete ka MPP so because we got a party card. Me wa membership bibia wa ha. Enti me matete ka so me chire ma Ghana fo hu no kure no. Now, Mamen come in Namin show idea. You all African games so NPP. I don't know where they about some a African in raising or parliament. Kwasiato, the Tunka Kawuri. Almost say all African games, Auditor General flags contract to a health company to supply of 5,500 packs of condoms, while another company per its sponsorship package was to supply condoms to athletes at African Games for free. Now your company be almost part of the sponsorship and they say almost best supply condoms. Into almost custom best sponsor all African Games. Into almost the end say almost produce condoms into almost check condoms free. And NPP are buying for another company almost contract say almost supply condoms 5,000. Now then what 10 or Ghana. And then identify for. And this is the NPP 5,500 contract almost supply condoms for all African Games. Shadie. Kwasiafu we happen to me. There was a company almost catch a Ghana for you say we are in see the condom BBB. Almost oh yeah the better sponsor bia. The better and say you better ba the event one. Na ya check condom sama supporters no any athletes no. It's yes your sponsorship package in here. After you sign the contract with another company. Say on supply 5,000. Now the 5,500 condoms. All African Games size moving and acting on one. All African Games now size moving yes yeah acting and I said yeah. And now a blue film. I didn't question some no 5,000 none of 300 million and sorry 30 million Ghana. 5,500 condoms. 30 million Ghana. I want to say, you have to condoms. You need to question Kwasiafo. You have to question Poncho. I'm so much to condom. 30 million. Poly. Sasika we nyina no de akoto condom. Ene yete Ghana ha. Kwasiafo da ho ka che say, ye mom to me. Condom ablation. They have condomized the All African Games. Ebony Condom for no sponsor event in Ebony Condom. Ebony Condom number 1. At your time, Ebony Condom. It cannot be perforated. Ebony Condom. It does not matter how long you are. It will still cover you. Ebony Condom number 1. Ebony Mumfa Musikambra. Me advert obwa. Ebony Condom. Maya Adama Mumfa Nkoye Juma. You see Ebony Condom for sponsor All African Games no. And almost almost part the umbe say almost check condoms ama athletes no any the supporters almost beba. After a auditor NPP are buying Nana the Danko Kufuor ne abozeke ba omia munafiki almost through the sports minister no almost akoma another contract say company be supply condoms ya koyosha 30 million condoms ye hu be sika nafa but ye nyina ne etwen Ebony condoms. Then I got a phone in a channel. At least in buy Ebony condoms. See, Ebony condom for mon farm add the camera. Me catch them. My yama free. The whole garden so be him say Ebony condom. No matter how long you are, we can still cover your front. Ebony condom number 1. Aquavia talented. Hey, you grab me grab when you be bit my you. I'm pop star pa. O me ko edim. I mean, what drive to wait Jimmy Dread. Here another story. You see, 2.3 million was spent on cleaning services during the 13th African Games with duplicated invoices and overlap in service charges, especially for Zoom Lion BM. You see, 2.3 million cities. Ghana is 203 billion. Then on the year, you saw the proper ho. You pen a month for you go to you pay near proper ho. You see invoices in or my fake invoices. Now you see Zoom Lion, your Zoom Lion CD room. It is like a cartel. Omu create idea no mo dey your con. You see a proper stadium or dey be a jabola, yogurt tour, you fan milk tour, you jai there. Omu ya no proper. I bass boys there. Omu proper and also you 2.3 million. After you have a receipt in bra, receipt in your duplicated, receipt in your fake receipts, and you can say, oh, where you juma, so where you juma, I see Zoom Lion cry the biba. Zoom Lion, they say there's a fibia bibia omo. Zoom Lion, I say bibia omo. It is because you are still keeping Polaromochi on that your Metro TV. That is why you are facing problems. Onyanko Pompes or Tiani Pa, or Fakasiasun Tianeba. and onyame ani wo ho but sebio sa kwasia Paul na de bia also na wutua ne ka Metro TV no ono ho asetwe na onyame de ma ono Zoom Lion into brana wo kom no and the tainting of your image no it is because okwasia bi na wo de usika ehye ne nsa wo de usika etua ne ka and onyame twe waso. I respect you a lot but you see because what do one bokwasia and say Paul and we jai Paul na all say wodwumadie adena Paul tip Metro TV on to defend because who say we are kronfo and be defend. So until you clean your ass until say obeyi sa Paul kwasia na free Metro TV no would na kwesi wo say ongu nkofo ni ma say and the only content kwasia de no to ye and na woto and na wo so you are the one supporting Paul Ademochi to be fooling and you are paying for it. And if you don't take care, whatever you have built, it will be destroyed by this fool. I am telling you, where I am coming, I like you, I love you as a dad, as a friend, but let me tell you, your downfall will come from Paul Ademochi. And everything that you have built, Paul Ademochi best say no. Odu to me, Odu sika, Odu onyomashe kwasiansa, sane tu, ya tu for so many times, you don't listen. I don't know a car with the NPP. I don't know the business you do with NPP. I don't know how much you owe NPP. But that Paul Ademochi is the one destroying you. By your two for I want it. And gradually your empire will be collapsed by Paul. Gradually your empire that you have built, Paul Ademochi kwasewe, or best say no man conform. Also on no siska. And this guy, I personally have told you and I've advised you on my show so many times. Sack that fool. Sack that fool. But minim ba onyame aka so do ho bokwasia ubi bia hwero. That is the only thing I will tell you today. You are a very nice man. I like you so much, but you don't listen to advice. And this Paul Ademochi now the two TV this no. Every nonsense this guy is doing, you know about it. And kwasiadia Paul yo Ghana henyina wa shada etwa ntroto for you know you are supporting it behind the scenes. You are the one doing it. Because if you are not supporting him, you own the TV. Take him off. But because he is doing your foolish bidding, you are sitting there and allowing this guy. Me see idea wa building was saying no said today, your bosom lie on it is part of corruption. There be a bosom lie on right now from 2020. Eba, your bosom lie on papa da. There be it is linked with corruption. Why? Because the people now watch your bell. Now Paul Ademochi or any papa. And then all these things that comes up, he never speaks about it and tries to clarify the issue. Mean who said Paul Ademochi abegina TV so a defender who zoom lie on that? Why? But you own the TV is on. Why hasn't he defended you before? Because they are the people who are destroying you. But mumuno mudu point to be a muji some was kanti yeni entumufo. Mudu point to be a margin say yankwara the enimno sebio na mumpeni for munim. Why do you think that guy has never stood on his show to defend you before? Why do you think he hasn't done it? Odi atina ho na ye Pentecost for and ye Pentecost penyini and me call Liberia ko ye adwuma me wo Kenya ne Liberia beto Ghana wo. So why nye stable Ghana, Kenya, Liberia, DN all will collapse. I'm telling you, all these countries are working with you because of what you have done in Ghana. They are looking at your roots and how you have been able to stabilize Ghana. Inti mama wo adwuma. Na odi atina ho ye me wo Congo, me wo Liberia, me sisa bola wa ha. Paul Ademochi would uproot you. And then you will lose everything around Africa. I'm telling you. I know more than you think I know. And you know I know. And you know I know. And I know you know I know. And we all know we know what we know. I'm advising you. Now, still on All African Games. Ghana still owes over 200 million cedis, despite the 2.245 billion spent in organizing the 13th All-African Games. So, Ghana down deka 200 million cedis. Tete Ghana's 20 billion. Apart from a car yabatua a 2.245 billion. Omuwie na ebedru ndane ye down deka 200 million Ghana. Na ye Jimiana. Why is anybody adempo na MP for to make TV say mom to me? Mena woka say NPP for organization of the event, almost say 2.24 billion, 2.245 billion cedis. Sasi Kenya omuntu me account for. Still, you had the 200 million. Intimate hey, you had 200 million cedis. 2.24 billion. You had the 200 million. Near the to Ghana to some kwasia samso. NPP for TV so. Na NPP for the parliament ATM. Kwasiafo we ni so so Ghana. These are foolish people. Every serious country, me say, the biggest punishment between the NPP is to stop them from coming close to power for the next 42 years. That is the biggest punishment too. Because sanko from this sika we they are behind Baumia. Sika mu we ni the try e dia ba support Baumia 2028. Why should we even give them that opportunity? The 13th African Games, just for 2 weeks. Now, for 2 weeks, you're spending 2.245 billion. Just for 2 weeks. Yeah, for 2 weeks. So, I'm for to be covered to javelin, a shot put, a pie villa, a 100 meters, 200 2 weeks. You're Coco, Massa, Tianopa, and the Momudi. You see, you're spending 2.245 billion. Men of under 2026, you're the 200 million Ghana cedis. 200 million. And you host to work up there, Chile, Sikeja, Ekoton. Now you're the Betiaka, make Kabibia. You host to work up Ghana, a chair Sebionana, where the Ochancha in America Mecca. We cry the Chesa Sikeja, a mood. Nana, you host to work up a chair, Kotam Sikeja, Kusiawa. Because all African games about to be crop on a 2.24 billion you. Now World Cup abroad for the better idea. A Chelsea Keja, near Kofa on a 4 hin Akonaka, near the Yana de Akaho, near Kofa a Doma Hinakonya, near the Akoko Siwa a Southgate, and I said a Wall Street, near the Akosiawa one Sunday to me because 2 weeks per 2.10 billion. Nana, Onana Nimio, Wafa State and China make us say. So what can be Pierre Galadia, a chair tonsika, Mina Mecanana, and Yagro. A chair tonsika, Janico 2 Confonoche, nobody also come. None is cannot do tia for no, yes, two and the other toso. Now you ask and to attack and Shako Akono. Your tam Yana ask and to attack and toso. Near the Akosia World Bank, and yes, idea. Work up the chair, 100 billion cities, dollars, trillion, and then they take a toy in Nana, and they catch your ton up. You was to work up. Poyando, or see a tono. Napo, ya beton napo, or see a ton a educhum. Obi to say a year a Unipe the Baumia, or see a tono. Ya catch your tons uncle for you. Ya tomo, and yes, only the Beticado. Ya the Ticado so, and yes, more boy Dimbiana Bibio. Ya tomo Makoyanquas, you might have Ticano, so and Sunny have a face cano. A canancasa de chair papa. Na sakofana na kufu adoka na de akotiso kakra be kota ansa na de aka no ya hwehwem asanteman omo support NPP obogimi na de omo chichi omo maka ho an ya chichi omo support NPP obogimi no na chichi omo ma esa de kotoso nana enya de kito slave trade asem na make no we ye 2 weeks mirika ko 2.2 billion na be host work abrin de che de sikadwa ko ai nana we de manu susumina so e che nana ya che abronye e de se kejim near the wood to be so as a cagim, near a de Katie Hammond so as a cagim, ye we are babe to say Salakau, a chair, Cadabema, near the Nissa cagim, no with them. Not Yachi obedisa Cosia baby, you tune him, near the Cosia, near to say a Amado Quadarufu, you to chat at the adequate in Jingama Brofono, not Katie Jovois, near Rare and Hokan, a rare and home, Edia cook spices. Just a chick, yes, see a winning out, Nana, wait a car about that sort. Oh, yeah. Pop star, Mia, we got Uhinim.
What's the day? November to November. Me, I know my no calendar. Come on, let's ride. I'm a running man. Higher than life, no challenger. Trace my loss for the charisma. Chasing those no scavengers. Chasing those no scavengers. What's the day? As a mission city ball in a K won't yes, you're not as having the sign. War. Only one actually walk on with 3 bumped and I see you're not as having the sign. And the time will be this. I go to chill like a relax. I know the time no evidence. I go to chill like a oh no, I'm a pop star. You know, sir, I'm a pop star. You know, sir, I'm a pop star. Yeah. You know, sir, I'm a pop.
Yes, I'm a pop. Whatever, me do $100. Yana beji. Now, young queen. Hey, Jack, and then I say, one stop me 3 hours 21 minutes. Aha! I'll send the download. Aha! Me mano, omoko Ghana. Adi omusi I don't know. I feel say adi abu fail Ghana. Adi omu Ghana say. You can say aha! Me mano. Omu to say aha! Me say aha! Me mano. Oh, but I'm the same ya. Almost say na obu di mo ko Ghana no who say Ghana for some it's akwa we buni bro akwa we na GBC boss we na akwa we na time NPP what power no akwa do ni me man o GBC omo from a dude they say hey and I'm sorry yeah omo nyina sorry job sorry I'm saying guys what's up dude how are you be sure what's up hey my luck is muska ka headings pa kanya anopa no but I say me go for omo ndi omo ni angwada nti omo sheda hu bebia na bi janam free so who are the pass hello dude it was from Fatali yeah most of from Fatali kan Fatali dude you see cool be sure most of say be Ghana one day be Ghana me sawasema I had to say I had to say you deport me you be me create deportivity we have so cool me ni a million no me money me ni a million me say me mano me million mutu na me I just have to show me say munim crank na muni deal no crank ko na se no me also fatally dude we say no problem me chibu Ghana me sawase hono ye bibia nsi wo no lie I said that say me sawase ye be deport me sawase now I mean chama dey bi GBC director akowo kind GBC director general Professor Amin Al-Hassan searched 684,000 Ghana for irregular training contracts in relation to the 13th African Games. Papa we, yes say all African Games GBC boss no. Okoye a lot training bi. Oshada at the board bi ko tari GBC one also oye training say en ko for report sa oboa. Auditor General asset charge no 684,000 Ghana 6.8 billion. Papa we mo kai no. Nyankopon tia obi aka 1111 obia from the beginning oye na aju say obeka me wasem bone nyame betua ne ka obia we na aju say oka me wasem bone nyame betua ne ka obia begine de we oye wi papa we mo ka ma me mbon chem we no ka say ono okoti oko srem ekoya asori na oni imam bi bedi goma na imam so me ba me ko hwe Kevin Taylor na say na Kevin Taylor ba TV so na imam so hwe na odi oje say yankoro okroma na Kevin Taylor wo TV so ntimi kra de me ko hwe Kevin Taylor and also Oba Accra no be free Osla say Osla mfa kwan bia so na yenyim free TV so kwase ampanyi we and yes we akọ sika kronfo the press GBC worker they should petition the president to sack him even just because of this for the investigations to finish he needs to leave office muntie na akwa oni kronfo me catch them obi abegire de
but it should have been more here in Ghana in 2006. So you can control DTT 100%. With direct to home, it sits out of national sovereignty. We'll go for years ago up in Tamale. After the evening prayers, I engaged the imam in the chat. Then all of a sudden he told me that it's time for Kevin Taylor. I'm running home. I said, you have Kevin Taylor on your TV? He said yes. At that time, I could only access Kevin Taylor on the internet. I didn't know that DTH Kevin Taylor was entering Ghanaian homes. I went home, scanned my TV, and there it was, free to my house.